I did my first downwind 45-degree uphill launch at altitude. I have never even attempted to launch crosswind before this week, and you know, I lined up with a 45-degree angle tailwind and took off running uphill like a bat out of hell, and somehow I was able to get off the ground. You know, if that's not evidence of value coming from this course, then I don't know what is.
I came to the cross-country training to advance my skills and knowledge to do the adventure type flying that this sport offers.
Even if all you're doing is flying, you know, taking off from your LZ, flying in, having a cup of coffee at a cafe, and then flying back, it's freedom.
Whether it's just going someplace where people don't typically get to go. I mean, we can go anywhere with these things, and can land and pitch a tent and get to enjoy the world. Paracamping is probably my main goal with being able to do cross country.
I came to the training because I wanted to improve as a pilot. I started to venture away from my home LZ, and a lot of my bad habits were kind of front and center.
Down in my local LZ, you know, launching, I just kind of power hammer brakes and that, and out here it's about finesse and proper technique.
I didn't know what I didn't know. I think there's a severe lack in the community for pilots to have an avenue to fix bad habits.
The first thing you should be learning if you're going to be doing cross country is a solid, consistent launch that you can rely on in the field.
I can't tell you how many flights I've aborted just because, you know, it was slightly downwind taking off in the only direction I could afford to in a particular LZ, and I just stand there going, oh, is the wind going to change? It's getting late, you know, it's getting dark. Should I try several more times?
Being able to bring the wing up into the wind, but launch 90-degree offset, because that is the only way you can. Or the same scenario, but kind of in reverse. You've set up your wing, and this is going to help me a lot, and the wind has shifted on you. Well, now that's no longer a problem once I perfect the technique. You know, really having somebody there with a trained eye looking at what you're doing and really pick it apart and tell you how to get better. You don't think you're pulling that brake, but you damn well are.
You know, when we get out of regular flight school, it gets you off the ground and gets you safe and in the air and all that, but there's a whole nother level to this type of flying.
Well, the issues that are presented with cross country are obviously weather limitations, reading and understanding the terrain, reading and understanding the weather that's going on around you, your gear and equipment, having the right communication with your other fellow pilots, and GPS, knowing where you're going, how much fuel you have, what the wind is, whether you're going to make it with the fuel that you have. Those are some of the challenges, along with your skill level of being able to launch and land in adverse or challenging conditions.
I definitely grew a lot as a pilot. I still have a lot of practice to do on my own to continue to improve and actually master these things.
I may not have absolutely nailed everything while I was here, but everything I've learned, I'm going to take away and I'm going to practice at home.
I think I gained a hell of a lot of tools that I can turn into the abilities that I feel like I'm going to need to do the flying that I want to do next year.